everyone. Welcome to our Rockstar Hour. Being on your phone all the time, monitoring your email for work, and basically equating your constant work mode to the value that you bring. So basically, you're not the things that you do. Your value comes from who you are, your personality, anything that you contribute in life as far as your life energy, your joy, and maybe some shadows that are in your baggage, your life baggage too. Anything basically that is you, that is your value. So you are already valuable no matter what things you do in life. This belief that our value is from what we do, that's what keeps driving us and kind of like getting us into this rut of just like continuously run and run. We oftentimes prove our value externally by the things that we do, and value is definitely not what you do. Just like I said, your value is what you are. And so when you start creating boundaries between that work time, for instance, I'm not available between 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. I'm not looking at my phone or on my work computer. I'm with my family 100% devoting that attention. That becomes kind of like your authentic, your genuine time with your family, when you are sharing that precious time together. And when you don't hear from your kids that, oh, my dad is constantly on his phone, my dad is always so busy with work, or my mom is constantly behind her computer because she's helping out so many clients, and we basically don't do anything together. There's no play time together. That's a little hard to hear, and sometimes it's sad to hear. And that's why if we run in this work pace, and if we maintain that lifestyle, it becomes harder and harder, like I said, to reset and to push that reset button. Whatever is happening with work can definitely wait, and that can come secondary after you devote your time to the family. After you spend that authentic and awesome time with your family, you can maybe at 9:30 p.m. hop quickly into your email or your work computer, respond to those messages, especially if it bothers you that someone on this email chain just responded, and a few other people chimed in, and you're noticing that, oh my gosh, like those people are engaged and I'm not, what they're going to think about me. So basically, take care of all those urgent emails and messages that you need to before you're completely done with the day and going to bed. You create the environment, and you are the creator of your life, of your schedule, and you are in charge. That's the main point that I want to drive here, because basically you can create your life in whatever way it's going to look like. You can have the conversation with your partner. You can definitely increase the communication with your children, with your clients and colleagues, on top of going through a few important details with your clients and colleagues as far as like what your work environment looks like these days. It's just very important to start setting clear boundaries, not only on the professional side and on your personal side too, with your kids. And that brings me actually to the conversation about schedule. So the thing is, like, while we are staying at home, your schedule does not have to drastically change and be completely different. For instance, I've talked to a few of my colleagues, and they're saying the same thing, that they do still wake up at the same time as they would to start prepping their kids for daycare. They have breakfast together, they get dressed, they're doing all of these little tasks at the same time as they would follow the regular routine when they would start getting ready for daycare. They could start at like 7 a.m. You wake up, you stretch, you take care of the kids, the animals, the plants that you have around, and then you have breakfast together, some family time, hopefully technology free, and then you pop into work, you check for the updates, take breaks every 30 minutes or so. You can let your kids know that every 2 hours you are going to be taking 15-30 minute breaks where you guys can interact and talk with each other, and maybe check in as far as like how it's going with them. If they're a little older, how it's going with their school activities, and if they're younger, then that's just kind of like start setting up this routine where they know you're definitely going to have that time to check in with them, to maybe play with them real quick before you go back to work. And then there is a lunch break. There's definitely some interaction and some activities time around that. Also, maybe hopefully technology free. And then you can go back to work maybe your kids are taking a nap after lunch, and then the dinner rolls around. You guys are all getting together to prep for the dinner, self-care time after that family time and after that dinner time. And basically each morning, wake up, eat breakfast, get dressed, all same routine how you would normally do it if you're taking your kids to daycare. My question is, do you have a dedicated workspace? And if you do, is there any way that you can start building up these little rules or maybe even non-verbal communication cues that you give to your family as far as like your availability? So I've definitely seen people put a note on their desk where you only get 5 of questions, and they do like a tear off on a sheet of paper. And so once they run out of like those 5 tear offs, then they cannot bother you anymore. It's kind of like a fun way for your kids, just like, do you really have a question? Do you really have to ask me now? Or is there anyone else in the house that maybe can help with this question? Or can you hold off and we talk about this later? So other nonverbal cues, maybe you do some kind of like a sign, like thumbs down, no, this is not a good time. One of my friends, actually, her kid loves this Star Wars figurines. Once she actually sets a specific figurine out in the hallway that leads to her office, it just means for her son that she's not available and she cannot be disturbed. Some kind of like do not disturb technique. And again, on the door, you can put in a piece of paper with thumbs up, like I'm open to for you to come in and let's talk. That's okay, even if I'm working. Thumbs down, I'm in a video meeting and I cannot be bothered. Maybe a visual or a graphic or something like a funny picture that could indicate that this is a do not disturb zone at the moment. So that could definitely be one of the ways to let them know that you are in your dedicated quiet space and you do need that peace and quiet for that particular hour or whatever is that you're doing. Then maybe if your kids are older, sitting down with them and coming up with a schedule where there's definitely time for school related activities, for reading, for time outside, for time for lunch, snack time, taking a nap time, play time, time to check in with you, and basically incorporating breaks and letting your kids know when you're taking breaks that you guys can just kind of like come in together and check in with each other. Definitely giving them lots of choices for extracurricular activities like coloring and maybe Legos, or maybe some quiet time, even time in your room, Simon Says time, and any watching a show time. So basically anything that you feel like your kids are excited about and something that they can maybe do on their own while you are doing work. Can you figure out a type of kind of like a reward system with your kid? So when they do not bother you and you're able to dedicate your full attention to your work, is there some kind of like a reward that you can think of that would get them excited and again would help you build that schedule and again set those boundaries? Interruptions will definitely happen. I mean, kids are kids, and this is just pets are pets. They're definitely going to want to come through and maybe jump on your lap here if it's a cat too, asking you to pet them. Anything that you can just kind of like think of about stop and go, any types of signs and indications from verbal to nonverbal to visual that you can think of, and that could create that peaceful environment for you even for just a few hours. Can you alternate shifts with your partner, your spouse, husband, wife, anyone elderly like a grandparent in your house, someone who can help out with the kids, maybe again help you maintain those boundaries and start sticking to the schedule, maximizing basically your work time in a day. But these are kind of like the ideas that I have. I'm going to be happy to share them definitely on Facebook once we follow up on this call. Let me know what comes up for you. Have you tried any of these techniques and you're still struggling? What maybe out of like these interruptions or the strategies that you've used is still a struggle? So definitely share. Let me know how it's been working out for you, and also how are you staying productive? I think I posted this question the other day. I would love to hear from you guys what you are doing as far as your work environment to stay productive, because I feel like we can definitely share all of these little tips and tricks that we're using these days to, again, stay in this together, to be in this together, to support each other, to love each other, and encourage each other to stay positive. That's my intention for everyone.